Ito ang 106.3 Dance Radio. Dance Radio.
Prepare yourself.
Ang silid-aralan sa radyo, hatid namin ay nakabagong paraan ng pagtuturo at kaalaman. Mapaumaga, tanghali o hapon man yan, ang istasyong magbibigay impormasyon kahit saan man.
For something big.
Alright, here we go.
106.3 Dance Radio. Doña Aurora National High School, Santa Rita, Aurora, Isabela.
This
106.3 DWBR FM. Pre-calculus, advanced algebra, intermediate algebra, trigonometry, elementary algebra, geometry. Mga aralin dapat tuklasin. Mathematics Learning Area. Mathematics kahit saan, kahit kailan. Mathematics, maaasahan inyong tututukan dito sa 106.3 DWDR FM. Basta Dance Radio, learning is amazing!
Yes! Happy Monday afternoon, everyone! Today is December 13. Welcome to Mata Live sa Facebook Live and happy listening on Dance Radio 106.3 FM. Yours truly is Teacher Marife Guillermo and I will be with you till the end of the session. Special greetings to our officer in charge, Sir Rodrigo V. Pascua, to our assistant principal, Ma'am Ruby R. Guillermo, and of course to all our head teachers, especially to our supervisory head, Ma'am Merlinda Dayao Dante, and to the dance faculty and staff, especially to all the teachers of mathematics learning area. Nasa school po silang lahat ngayon. Happy Monday afternoon po sa inyong lahat. And syempre, hindi natin makakalimutan ng dahilan ng pagkakaroon natin ng live streaming ngayong araw na ito, ang ating mga grade 10 special science classes. 10 Rutherford, 10 Mendeleev, and 10 Einstein. And we are inviting also our grade 10 learners under the regular curriculum, SPJ and SPA. Manood kayo para sa inyo ito. Kailangan mo ito pagdating mo ng senior high school. Lalo na kung ang strand na pipiliin mo ay STEM. And of course, para ma-check ang inyong attendance, kailangan na i-comment ang iyong pangalan, full name, and section sa chat box. So, without so much ado, kindly get now your learning activity sheets, paper, and pen for week 4. And we are inviting everyone, especially the grade 10 SSC learners, to participate in answering the math quiz by typing your name, section, question number into the comment box. Whoever will be the first 10 students who can send the correct answer will be included in the math raffle and will have the chance to win the 30 peso worth of load sponsored by Ma'am Larna Tan Nevado. Thank you so much, Ma'am Larna. God bless you more. Before we start, may I introduce our learning facilitators, the Master Teacher 1 of Mathematics Learning Area. Sabi nga ni Sir Sunny.
Hello.
Sir Sunny, hello! Sir Sunny, namimiss na ito ni Ma'am Cora na lagi mong sinasabi, the small but terrible. Lagi mong sinasabi yan kay Ma'am Cora. Okay, ako ngayon ang kukuha muna dun sa lagi mong sinasabi. Maybe welcome Maria Corazon Akpal Molina, our Jumpboard writer, Teacher Delma Ferrer Quaresma, our electronic raffle coordinators, Teacher Marilyn Martin Juliano and Teacher Naida Valencia Mangabat, and of course to our presentation designer and facilitator, Teacher Marley Jane Espiritu. And syempre, sa ating dalawang nagwagwapuhan na nasa studio ngayon, mamimiss nila tayo doon. Namimiss nila yung kaingayan natin. Okay, Teacher Joshel and Teacher Dennis. Okay, so before we start, may we have now the learning competency of today's session, which is apply the Pythagorean theorem, similar triangles, and properties of special triangles in solving problems involving right triangles. Talang yun, pero okay. So may we have now the simple recall by Teacher Marley Jane Espiritu.
Hello, Ma'am Marife. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon sa ating grade 10 Rutherford, Einstein, and Mendeley. Good afternoon also to all those grade 10 basic education curriculum. As what Ma'am Marife has said, I am inviting you to join us in our live streaming for today. This will help you in your lesson when you will go to grade 11. Okay, so during our last discussion, we were able to talk about trigonometric equations. What is called the trigonometric equation? It is an equation involving trigonometric expressions. Another, a trigonometric equation does not have unique solutions. They have infinite number of solutions differing by the period of the function. That is why when we talk of the sine and the cosine function, the period of the function is 160 degrees. So the tangent function is equal to 180 degrees. Unique solutions be given by restricting the value of the function to adjacent quadrants. In that case, we call the values of x as the principal values. Yan. So those were the things we were able to talk about in our past discussion. So para naman mas gaganahan ng ating mga learners, bigyan natin sila ng tanong kung saan maaari silang manalo ng 30 peso worth of load pag naibigay nila ang tamang sagot. May we have Teacher Marife for question number 1.
Yes, thank you, Teacher Marley. Bakit parang nakuan ba yung electric fan mo, Teacher Marley? At bakit, yung sound mo is parang sabi niyo. Kasi hindi na nagkakitahan ngayon kaya. Okay, so eto na ang unang tanong. Ready na ba kayo, our dear learners, sa ating first question? Parang ka Miss Universe lang kanina. Okay. Find x if sin x is equal to 0.5 when x is greater than or equal to 0 but less than 360 degrees. A. 30 degrees and 120 degrees. B. 30 degrees and 150 degrees. C. 60 degrees and 330 degrees. D. 60 degrees and 120 degrees. Okay, so ano pang hinihintay ninyo? I-type na ang iyong pangalan, tamang sagot, at isend na para makasali kayo sa first 10 na sender. Okay. So to start with, may I call the Master Teacher 1 of Mathematics Learning Area, Ma'am Corazon Akpal Molina, to discuss about the first part of the special right triangle.
Thank you, Ma'am Marife. Naririnig ba ako, Ma'am Marife?
Yes, ma'am. Loud and clear po.
Okay, thank you. So may I again take this opportunity to invite or encourage my grade 9 Dalandan, grade 9 Macopa, 10 Nara, 10 Talisay, 10 Tangile, and 10 Tindalo to join us in the Math Alive sa Facebook Live. Please participate. Okay? So we have only one competency for this afternoon, and this is to apply the Pythagorean theorem, similar triangles, and properties of special right triangles in solving problems involving right triangles. So to start with, may we have part 1 because part 2 will be discussed by Ma'am Marley Jane later. So part 1 is the definition of right triangles, special right triangles, and some applications. Okay, so we will start with right triangle. What is a right triangle? A right triangle is a polygon, you know that, where one of its angles measures 90 degrees. The two other angles are acute angles. Another is a right triangle can be an acute right triangle or isosceles right triangle. When we say isosceles right triangle, the two legs are congruent. Now, next slide, ma'am. May tumatawag. Okay?
Hello, Mami.
Next slide, ma'am. Dapat tawag. Okay, we have this special right triangle. Ano ba yan?
May patalastas.
May patalastas.
Okay, talagang ganyan. Worried na worried ang
Yes,
aming
ma'am.
mami kasi hindi pa para kasing hindi ko pa rin nakikita yung doon sa sa radio.
Walang link.
Wala.
Wala pang link. Hindi nakakapanood ang mga in-invite natin.
Kaya eto, worried na worried ang aming mami. Problema niya bakit
Yes.
wala pa daw kami. Naka-air na kami.
Recorded lang.
Diba? Hindi ako makapag-send
Ulitin
ng
natin,
link.
Garod. Kaya pala walang ano. Ay,
Ano?
gano'n. Di paano na, Garod?
Recorded lang. I-send na lang natin yung question sa GC.
Oo, mami, paulit mo na lang. Paano ba to? Paano magkikita yung pinapakita namin? Yung PowerPoint? Recorded? Yung answer nga ng mga bata, paano? Hindi nila makita yung kwan. Baka hindi pa nila maintindihan yung tanong. Tulad nung basa ko kanina doon sa
Send natin sa GC yung picture.
Bahala na.
Paano yan?
Meron na. Okay.
Okay, sige. Tuloy na.
May link ba? Walang link.
Meron na, ma'am.
Meron na?
Meron na po.
Okay na po. Yes, mami.
Meron na.
Meron ng link?
Yes, mami.
Okay, thank you.
Naka-live na po. Okay na.
Okay, so ito na. Ito na yung
So, yan.
totoo. May live na talaga. Ito na yung welcome to Math Alive sa Facebook Live. Live na live. Hindi na lang yung naririnig. Okay, Ma'am Cora. Pero paano yung tanong kanina hindi nila nakita? Balikan na lang natin.
Yung question 1.
Yes. Kasi paano yung tanong kanina?
Balikan na lang natin saglit.
Oo, para
Matalas
makita.
ko.
Uulitin na lang.
Uso yung
Yan lang
backward
yun.
guys.
Ayan lang. Sige.
Take 2.
Okay, so take 2. Kasi pasensya na hindi kasi kami naka-live kanina, so sa radyo nyo lang kami naririnig. So ito na po yung tanong, yung unang tanong. So find x if sin x is equal to 0.5 when x is greater than or equal to 0 but less than 360 degrees. A, 30 degrees and 120 degrees. B, 30 degrees and 150 degrees. C, 60 degrees and 330 degrees. D, 60 degrees and 120 degrees. Okay, so yan po yung unang tanong kanina. Okay, so balik tayo kay Ampora.
Okay. Pangalawa, second
Nagpawisan
one. So, the learning competency a while ago was read to us by Ma'am Marley Jane. And the competency is we are going to apply, balikan nga natin yung competency. We are going to apply Ma'am Marley Jane, yung ano natin. Balikan natin. Okay. There is only one competency for this afternoon, and that is to apply the Pythagorean theorem, similar triangles, and properties of special triangles in solving problems involving right triangles. So, to start with, may we have the first part, which is about right triangles, because the second part will be reviewed or will be discussed to us by Ma'am Marley Jane later on. Okay, what is a right triangle? A right triangle is a polygon where one of its angles measures 90 degrees. Of course, the two other angles are acute angles. A right triangle can be an acute right triangle or an isosceles right triangle. What is an isosceles right triangle? I-review natin. An isosceles triangle is a right triangle where the two legs are congruent. Okay? So, next slide, Ma'am Marley. Okay, what is a special right triangle? There are two types of special right triangles. One is a kind of triangle whose angle measures can be 30 by 60 by 90 degrees right triangle, or it can be a 45 by 45 by 90 degrees right triangle. The 45 by 45 by 90 degrees right triangle is what we call the isosceles right triangle. Okay? Next will be some applications. We will take two problems about these special right triangles. Okay. Next slide, please. The first one, about the 45, ma'am. The 45 by 45. Okay. We have the 45 by 45 by 90 degrees right triangle theorem. It says there, in a 45 by 45 by 90 degrees right triangle, the legs are congruent, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina. So this is an isosceles right triangle. Another, the length of the hypotenuse is square root of 2 multiplied by the length of one leg. So we have here a figure illustrating the 45 by 45 by 90 degrees right triangle. So there are two legs, they are congruent. We have also the longest side, which is called the hypotenuse. And the hypotenuse is the measure of the leg or the length of the leg multiplied by square root of 2. Kung yung dalawang acute angles ay parehong 45 degrees. Okay, we have the application, Ma'am Marley. Next slide. Okay. We have here example number 1. We are going to find the missing sides of its triangle. It's figure below kasi meron tayong dalawa. Una ay ang 45 by 45. Dalawa yung 45 degrees pareho. kung dalawa yung angles na acute angles, pareho din yung dalawang legs. So, one leg is 40. So, A is equal to 40. Therefore, what is B? B is also 40. Oh, understood? Magkapareho kasi ang kanilang legs. Okay? So, how do we find the hypotenuse or length of the hypotenuse? It's very easy. You take the length of one side multiplied by square root of 2. So that C or the hypotenuse will be 40 times square root of 2, or in other words, that is 40 square root of 2. That is the length of the longest side or the hypotenuse. Next, we have example number 2. Example number 2 is another special right triangle whose measures are 45 by 45 by 90 degrees triangle. Okay. You notice that the right triangle has a hypotenuse whose length is 12. Okay, it is 12. Unknown ang A and B. What is the length of A? What is the length of B? All right. So, since the hypotenuse is equal to the leg times the square root of 2, how do we find A? Alright, by substitution now, C is 12. 12 is equal to the leg, square root of 2. Divide both sides by square root of 2. We will have leg, or the length of the leg is equal to 12 over 2 multiplied by square root of 2 over 2. Okay, we discussed this last meeting, and that is rationalizing the denominator. So, simplifying it further, what is the length of one side of the triangle? The length of one side of the given triangle is equal to 6 square root of 2. Okay? So, if A is 6 square root of 2, then how long is B? B is also 6 square root of 2. Napakadali. Basta tandaan ninyo lang yon. The hypotenuse is leg, the length of the leg multiplied by square root of 2. Okay. There will be two other examples later on to be discussed by Ma'am Delma using her Jamboard. But before that, I think we have another math Roleta. Is it? Am I correct, Ma'am Marife? Yan. Yung
Yes,
Roleta.
Ma'am Cora. Opo. Okay. Thank you, Ma'am Cora. So, may we now have the first 10. Hindi na ba yung first 10? Meron na bang nakapag-send ng tamang sagot? Teacher Marilyn?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Okay,
Yes, meron na po. Ito yung first 10 natin. Congratulations to the following students who got the correct answer. Juliana Martinez of 10 Einstein. Rudlin Cunanan of 10 Einstein. Aisel Guzman of 10 Einstein. Sarina Santiago of 10 Einstein. Adrian Balanza of 10 Einstein. Jonah Castro of 10 Mendeleev. Cedric Lagutan of 10 Mendeleev. Ira Asuncion of 10 Rutherford. And Angel Melchor of Mendeleev. And Giancarlo Lintao of 10 Einstein.
Wow.
So,
Tingnan natin.
natin, Mamarife.
Yeah, kompleto na yung first 10. So, pwede na
Yes.
natin spin. The answer is letter B. So, congratulations sa 10 na nakakuha ng tamang sagot. So, spin na natin. And,
Yes, our first winner is...
Ay.
Tararay! Oy!
Congratulations!
Congratulations! Aisel Guzman! Aisel Guzman! Aisel Guzman!
Aisel
Aisel
Guzman.
Guzman. Okay,
Einstein.
congratulations Aisel Guzman of 10 Einstein. Wow! Siya ang ating unang winner. Sino kaya ang susunod? Pero meron akong narinig kanina na nabasa ni Teacher Marilyn na sumali si Cedric. Oh, di ba? Nakakatuwa. Okay. So now may we have question number 2. So may we have question number 2? Okay, so asan na si question number 2? Triangle. Marley.
Yan.
Okay, question number 2. So, triangle XYZ is right-angled at Y. Find the length of side YC if side XY is 5 cm and angle Z is 30 degrees. Triangle XYZ is right-angled at Y. Find the length of side YC if side XY is equal to 5 cm and angle Z is equal to 30 degrees. A, 10 cm. B, 5 square root of 3 cm. C, 2 square root of 3 cm. And D, 2.5 cm. Okay, go, go, go! Ano pang ginagawa? I-send na ang tamang sagot para makasali sa first 10 sender at makasali sa ating raffle. Okay, so this time may I call on Teacher Delma for the actual solution on how to find the missing sides of its right triangle using the Google Jamboard.
Yan. And mag-share screen din daw ako. So, wala tayong ano ngayon? Salitan. Ako naman ang mag-share screen.
Oo. Teacher Josh,
Yes,
ulam ni Josh
asaan
tasan
na?
sigurado.
Here,
Kita ko na yung
wait lang.
reaction.
Yan.
Ayan na.
Ulit lang. O, eto na ba yung aking screen? Eto na nga.
Yes.
Yan. Although hindi pa nakikita sa ating live, no? Sige. So, ang
Oo,
first
wala pa sa
example
ating
natin would be, ayan na, meron na. The special right triangle, isosceles right, the 45, 45, and 90 triangle. So, for the first, we are to find for the length of A and C. Given that B is 7 square root of 3. So, nakikita natin dito sa drawing yung illustration ng figure. I-block ko nga muna to. Yan. So, paano natin isolve yun kanina? Eto mga anak, hindi natin, dahil special nga, special right triangle, i-apply lang natin yung shortcut na binanggit, diniscuss ni Ma'am Cora kanina. So, for number 1, we have given is B, that's 7 square root of 3. Since isosceles right yan, ibig sabihin si A ay 7 square root of 3 din kasi congruent sila. Okay, next, ang hahanapin natin ngayon ay yung hypotenuse. So, to solve for the hypotenuse, sabi ni Ma'am Cora kanina sa description niya that the hypotenuse of a 45, 45, 90 triangle is equal to the length times square root of 2. So, ano ba yung leg natin? That is 7 square root of 3. I-multiply lang natin yan ng square root of 2 and we get now the length of the hypotenuse, which is, so 7 square root of 3 and square root of 2, that is square root of 6. So, our hypotenuse is 7 square root of 6 units. So, tandaan nyo yun ha, yung legs magkasing laki, yung hypotenuse, kapag given ang leg, imumultiply lang natin ng square root of 2. Then, we get the length of the leg. Now, for number 2, baligtad naman, ang given natin dito ay yung hypotenuse. So, hahanapin natin yung leg. So, if C is 9 square root of 5, what would be the measure of the leg? So, pag nakuha natin yung measure ni A, nakuha na din natin ang measure ni B. Kasi nga, congruent yung dalawang legs ng isosceles right triangle. So, what do we do then? So, para makuha natin si A or si B, gagamitin natin yung value ng hypotenuse, that is 9 square root of 5. Multiply natin yan ng square root of 2 over 2. Nakuha nyo yung difference mga anak ha. Kapag yung hypotenuse hinahanap, nagmumultiply tayo ng square 2. Kapag yung leg ang hinahanap at hypotenuse given, imumultiply natin ng square root of 2 over 2. So we get now 9 square root of 5 times 2 is 10 all over 2. So our leg is actually 9 square root of 10 over 2. Yaan si A and si B kasi nga congruent sila. So that is for the special right triangle 45, 40. Yan, back to you. Marife na ba?
Yes. Thank you, Teacher Delma. So, ayan na. Nakita nyo na kung paano siya sinolve. Okay. So, now may we have, ready na ba, Teacher Marilyn? Meron na ba tayong first 10?
Yes, ma'am. Ready na po.
Okay. Yan na. Oh, bilis-bilis. Ang saya-saya. Okay. Sige. Pwede na nating i-shout out yung first 10 na nakapagbigay ng tamang sagot.
Yes, ito po, congratulations to the following students who got the correct answer. First 10 students, kasi maraming nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Eliza 1 of 10 Mendeleev, Danica of 10 Rutherford, Makayla Besa of 10 Einstein, Jean Carlo Lintao of 10 Einstein, John D. De La Cruz of 10 Rutherford, Mark Lester Barayuga of Tangile, 10 Tangile, J.C. Tabago of 10 Rutherford, Adrian Balanza of 10 Einstein, Casey Valdez of 10 Mendeleev, and Kenrick Pinson of 10 Mendeleev. Ikutin na ba natin, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes.
Congratulations sa 10 na nakakuha ng tamang sagot. At sa mga hindi nakapasok sa first 10, okay lang yan. Try and try. Mag-screenshot, huwag kalilimutan. Okay, congratulations to Danica Blas of 10 Rutherford. Okay, congratulations, Danica Blas of 10 Rutherford. Okay, galingan pa yung mga iba. Okay, now,
May tanggili ako.
may tanggile, yes. Okay,
Ay,
naman,
panalo
ang
si
ngiti.
Mami Cora.
Ang ngiti kay Mami Cora.
Nanalo
Hindi
na ako.
Yes. So, ako umaasa pa din na sana
Okay.
magkaroon ako ng kamagong, lawan, and mahogany. Tignan natin kung itratry nila. Okay. So, may we have question. The answer there is letter B, 5 square root of 3. So, now may we have question number 3. Question number 3, find the length of the hypotenuse of triangle ABC with right angle at C if angle A is equal to 45 degrees and BC, side BC is equal to 6 centimeter. A, here are the choices. A, 12 centimeter. B, 12 square root of 2 centimeter. C, 6 square root of 2 centimeter. And D, 6 centimeter. Okay, go, go, go! Solve na at isend na ang iyong tamang sagot. Kapag mag-isa mo pala dito na nagsasalita, ay mapapag-go-go-go. Okay. So now let's move on to the discussion of the second part. Kanina, di ba nabanggit nyo kanina may first part. Na yun naman second part of
Part
Special
2.
Right Triangle by Teacher Marley Jane.
Thank you, Marife. So let me continue with another special right triangle. 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree triangle. So this is another special right triangle. So if you're going to look at the figure,
Margie, parang
Yes.
hindi okay yung
Parang may
hindi
naka-on na
clear
ate.
yung audio mo, ma'am.
walang pagmam, wala naman akong
Baka yung ma'am, baka yung headset,
Kaya,
Remove mo na lang yung headset.
isubukan natin yung ma'am. Okay na?
Okay?
Much better. Much
Mas
better.
okay, ma'am. Mas okay.
Okay na.
Okay.
Going to look at the figure.
Okay. Wala nang narinig.
Una, wala
Ma'am Marley.
baka napindot yung mic, ma'am.
Bakit nawawala?
Yan, meron na.
Okay na, okay na, ma'am. Okay
May
na.
sound ka na, ma'am. May sound ka na.
Ha?
May sound ka na.
Okay na.
Sige. So if you're going to look at the figure, opposite 60 degrees is what you call the longer leg. And then, opposite 30 degrees is the side that is called the shorter leg. So notice that 60 degrees and 30 degrees are the two acute angles of the right triangle. And if you it is equal to 90. That is why the two acute angles of the right triangle are parallel.
Wala lang sound.
Ma'am, wala ulit audio.
Marley, wala ka ng audio.
Nag-o-off ba?
Bakit mayroon kanina tapos ngayon nawawala? Hindi. Kapag ka...
Pag yung headset kasi, ma'am, ang tawag doon?
Nagbabanarbar siya. Hindi
Oh,
siya,
nagbabanarbar.
kaya hindi siya hindi siya clear. Sige, ma'am.
Naririnig na ako?
Ayan, yan. Better,
Yan.
ma'am.
Naririnig naman?
Yan.
Yes, ma'am. Maliwanag na.
So, this is a figure that is being covered by the right triangle theorem. Now, what does the right triangle theorem say about the 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree triangle? That the length of the hypotenuse is twice the length of the shorter leg. Another one, the length of the longer leg is square root of 3 times the length of the shorter leg. So let us try to apply the trend by having example number 1. Find the value of the missing sides of its triangle. So you notice you have here the given side A, that is equal to 10, and side A is the side opposite 30 degrees. Now, a theorem in geometry says that the side opposite 30 degrees is always 1/2 of the hypotenuse. That's why you can easily find for C. If the side opposite 30 degrees is 1/2 of the hypotenuse, then conversely, we can say that the hypotenuse is twice the measure of the side opposite 30 degrees. We have here E is equal to A. Since A is equal to 10, then C is equal to 2 times 10. Is equal to 20. The measure of the hypotenuse is 20. Now, what about the measure of side B? The side B, we have the formula A is equal to A times the square root of 3, which is telling us that side B, which is the side opposite 60 degrees, is the product of the shorter leg and the square root of 3. Substituting A with 10, now is equal to 10 is square root of 3. Okay. Now let's have another example. This time you notice that the angles, the two acute angles have interchanged. Nasa taas na ngayon yung 30, nasa baba yung 60. And given is side A, which is equal to 13. But this time, 14 is the side opposite 60 degrees. Na ang ibig sabihin nito, yung 14 ay na-obtain by multiplying the measure of B and square root of 3. That is why 5A is equal to B times the square root of 3. Substituting A, we will now have 14 equals B times the square root of 3. Then, divide both sides by square root of 3. So, on the right side, the square root of 3 divided by square root of 3 is equal to 1. So, you will now have B is equal to 14 over square root of 3. But we do not, in mathematics, a radical in the denominator is not allowed. So, we try to rationalize by multiplying the numerator and the denominator by the same radical as in the denominator. So, times the square root of 3 over the square root of that. B now is equal to 10 the square root of 3 all over 3. Yan siya. And then, what about the measure of C? C is equal to 2B. If B is equal to 14 square root of 3 all over 3, then your C now will become 2 times 14 square root of 3 all over 3. So the final answer would be C equals 28 square root of 3 over 3. So ayan. I hope you were able to understand our discussion, my dear learners. So before we proceed to the Jamboard activity, may we have again the first, may we have again the Math Roulette question number 3. Teacher Marife?
Okay, so eto na. Teacher Marilyn, okay na ba? Meron na ba tayong first 10? Nakakuha
Yes,
ng
ma'am.
tamang sagot? Yan, gagaling nila. O,
Gagaling
diba?
nila,
Sangka
napaka-active
pa.
ng ating grade
Talaga
10.
naman,
Letter
mapapabonus
C
si
ba
Ma'am
ang
Marley
sagot,
Jane
ma'am?
dito. Yes. The answer is letter C. Ang bibilis nila. Okay. Sige. Paki-shout out na, Teacher Marilyn, kung sino yung first 10 sender na nakakuha ng
Yes,
tamang
congratulations to
sagot.
the following students. Jan Andre Kere of 10 Mendilib, Cristel Padaong of 10 Tindalo. Naku, may magsasayang teacher ngayon. Mark Tester Barayuga of 10 Tanggile ulit. Adrian Balanza of Einstein, Sharina Santiago of 10 Einstein, Eliza 1 of 10 Mendeleev, John Mark Kere of 10 Einstein, Darimple Makadangdang of 10 Mendeleev, Casey Valdez of 10 Mendeleev, and Rain Jeline Bisaya of 10 Mendeleev.
Ang corona na kay Mami Cora. Talaga
Ay,
naman.
Ayan, naku! Ang winner ay Cristel Padaong of 10 Tindalo. Congratulations!
Congratulations, Cristel Padaong of 10 Tindalo. At dahil dyan, tignan mo naman ang ngiti ni Ma'am Cora.
Siyempre.
Grabe ang ngiti ng ng
Super
teacher.
happy.
Yes. Super
Okay.
Super
Yes.
happy.
So, congratulations, Miss Padaong. So, this time may we have the fourth math roulette question. Nasaan na?
Ayan na.
Okay. Fourth
Roulette
math
number
roulette
4.
question. So, the answer for number 3 is letter C. So may we have now roulette question number 4. What is the measure of angle A in the given figure if angle B is equal to 49 degrees 12 minutes? So letter A, 49 degrees 48 minutes. B, 49 degrees 12 minutes. C, 40 degrees 48 minutes, and D, 40 degrees, 12 minutes. Okay, so what are you waiting for? Go, go, go! Tingnan ko nga kung makikita ko naman ngayon ang aking kamagong, lawan, and mahogany.
Yan, abangan natin.
Yes. Tingnan natin kung sino ang makakakuha ng tamang sagot. So, gising pa ba kayo, our dear learners? Kaya pa ba? Kunti na lang to. Yeah, kunti na lang to. Huwag kayong mapapagod sa pag-aaral at pagkikinig dahil ang mga magulang ninyo ay di napapagod na maghanap buhay para mabigyan kayo ng magandang kinabukasan. Diba?
Correct.
Sabi nga ni ang ating bagong Miss Universe, believe in yourself. Kaya, fighting. Fighting.
Fighting.
Tuloy natin to. Sabi nga niya, come out and speak for yourself because you are the leader of your life. You are the voice of your own, sabi niya. So, believe in yourself that you can do it. Oh, di ba? So, ang ganda ng kanyang sagot kanina. Oh, para sa youth talaga. Okay. So, may we now listen. Patalastas lang yon. Okay. May we now listen once again to our learning facilitators, Teacher Dalma, showing the actual solution in finding the value of the missing sides of a right triangle, and Teacher Mardy Jane for the discussion on solving right triangles.
Yan. So, sige, ako na ulit. So, meron tayong pangalawa na special right triangle, yung natapos na na-discuss ni Ma'am Marley, our 30, 60, 90 right triangle. So, dapat mga anak natandaan nyo yung description ng mga length nitong sides nitong ating special right triangle, the 30, 60, 90 right triangle. So, let's have the first item here. Nakikita nyo yung figure, baliktad yung pen ko. The figure dito, we have number 1, opposite 30 degrees is A. So, ang given natin ay B. We need to find for the measure of the shorter leg and the hypotenuse. So, by applying yung natutunan natin kanina, number 1, ang hahanapin natin ay A and C. Given that the longer leg is 7 is square root of 3. Okay, so ano ba muna ang isosolve natin? So, let's have yun munang A. Sabi ni Ma'am Marley kanina, yung relationship ha. Ang relationship ng shorter leg and longer leg is that the longer leg is square root of 3 times the shorter leg. So, dahil itong longer leg ang given natin, paano natin makukuha ang measure ni shorter leg? So, we use the measure of the longer leg and then divide it by square root of 3. So, 7 is square root of 3 divided by square root of 3. What do we have? Square root of 3 divided by square root of 3. That is 1. So, our shorter leg is 7 units. Okay. Now, we need to solve for the hypotenuse. Ang hypotenuse naman, ang relasyon ng hypotenuse sa shorter leg ay 2 beses daw ni shorter leg si hypotenuse. So, it's twice the shorter leg. So, ang gagawin lang natin is si shorter leg, 7, i-multiply lang natin yan ng 2. That's the measure of your longer leg, your hypotenuse. So, nakuha ba mga anak? Shorter leg is 7, longer leg is 7 is square root of 3, and our hypotenuse is twice the shorter leg, so that is 7 times 2, 14. Okay, next, number 2. Number 2, tignan yung mabuti mga anak ha, dun sa figure natin, kasi baka ang gawin nyo is si A ay laging shorter leg, si B ay laging longer leg. No. Ang basis natin ay kung ano ang opposite ni 30 degrees, siya si shorter leg. Ang Okay? So, sa figure number 2 natin, ang shorter leg natin ay si B. Ang longer leg natin ay si A. So, A, B, hindi natin alam ang measure niyan, pero binigyan tayo ng hypotenuse na 15 square root of 2. So, sabi kanina, ang hypotenuse ay twice ng shorter leg. So, para mas mabilis, ano yung shorter leg natin dito? It's B. So, B is equal to 15 square root of 2 twice ng shorter leg sa hypotenuse. Kaya dahil hypotenuse ang given, para makuha natin si shorter leg, i-divide lang natin siya by 2. That is our B. Nasusundan ba? Okay, dahil may shorter leg na tayo, mabilis na lang natin na makuha ang value or length ni longer leg, which is, in our figure, siya si A. So, paano natin kukunin si longer leg? It's the shorter leg, 15 square root of 2 over 2 times, anong multiplier natin? Square root of 3. Yan. Kaya, grade 10 na to, no? Natutunan nyo at dapat ina-apply nyo na yung operations ng radicals na natutunan nyo noong Math 9. So, mag-multiply tayo. 15 square root of 2 times square root of 3, that is square root of 6. Ano ko ba isusulat? Taas natin dyan. Yan. 15 square root of 6 all over 2. Yan ang measure ng ating longer leg. So, huwag malilito mga anak ha. At nakikita nyo ngayon yung advantage nung nakapag-master ng operations ng radicals natin. Hindi nalilito kapag nagmumultiply, nag-a-add, subtract, or divide ng radical. So, that's it. Back to you, Ma'am Marley.
Teacher Marley.
Yan, Ma'am Marley.
Habang inaayos ni Teacher Marley Jane ang kanyang PowerPoint presentation, tignan nyo kung nakinig kayong mabuti kay Teacher Delma, nakita nyo naman, kahit sa math may relasyon. Diba? Kaya dapat alam ninyo, nakita nyo kung doon sa Math 9, so meron siyang relasyon doon sa lesson ngayon. Oh, 'di ba? Ano ang relationship ng bawat isa? 'Yun ang dapat ninyong alamin at huwag kalilimutan kung ito ay naaral niyo na. Okay. Teacher Marley.
Yes, thank you, Ma'am Marife. So this time, we shall continue talking about solving right triangles.
Okay. Magsalita ka nga, Ma'am Marley.
Hello.
Hindi kanina mas yung signal mo.
Hello.
Naka-headset ka?
Medyo nagkakaroon ng technical problem yung speaker ko. Okay na ba?
Sige, ma'am. Magsalita ka.
Ayan. Okay na? Oo.
Mas okay.
Maririnig na.
Mas okay yan, ma'am. Mas okay yan, ma'am, kaysa yung kanina.
Sige, ma'am. So, anong mga uri ng triangle?
Nawala. Ma'am Marley, nawala.
Wala ulit audio.
Nawala yung audio.
Ayan, ma'am. Hello?
Hello.
Okay.
Ninenervyos yata yung aking laptop.
Malamin.
O giniginap.
Nadimsapit ka hindi kanti jacket na.
Ayan. Sige.
Okay na.
So, ang ating isosolve ngayon ay mga triangles na hindi tinatawag na special. Yung mga acute angles ng right triangle na hindi na 30, hindi na 60, or hindi na siya 45. So, let me start with conventional way of meaning
Wala ulit, Ma'am Marley. Sige. Walang sound. Walang sound, Ma'am Marley. Nervyos talaga di laptop na. Madim siguro pinagkape ata.
Giniginaw.
Alam lang min di laptop na.
No sound.
Hello.
Sige.
Marife.
Oh,
Sige
sige.
ka.
Pero tuloy-tuloy mo lang, ma'am. Tuloy mo. Tuloy mo lang, ma'am
Sige.
Marley.
Sinaksak ko kasi yung aking headset at hindi siya pwede. Nagluto ko.
Oo, tsaka nag-ano siya, nagbabanarbar kasi yung headset. Sige nga, ma'am Marley.
Okay. So for the conventional way of naming triangles, the angles are named using capital letters or all caps. And the sides,
Ma'am Marley, hindi okay yung yung sound mo, yung audio mo.
Hala.
Yan narinig ko naman yung hala.
Yan.
Sige nga.
and the sides are named using small.
Wala.
Nawawala, no?
Nawawala.
Signal kaya?
Nawawala.
Yan.
Sige.
Okay naman ang signal, ma'am.
Yan.
Yan. Okay,
Ganyan
okay.
lang.
Ganyan lang.
Steady
Huwag
lang.
mag-move. Don't move. Ganyan na lang.
Okay. So, the side opposite even angle is named after it. Kaya lang small letter. So, kung angle C, the side opposite angle C will be called side C. Then, the side opposite angle A will be called side A, small letter yung A. The side opposite angle B will be called side B. Kasi minsan, hindi ina-identify o hindi nilalagyan ng symbol na angle. O kaya ay hindi nilalagyan ng salitang side. So, please remember this conventional way of naming triangles.
Ma'am, wala ulit audio.
Yan ang sound, Ma'am Marley.
Opposite theta. Ayun na lang atang mag-audio.
Sige.
Nawawala.
Then,
Second
cotangent theta is side adjacent theta divided by side opposite theta. Next one. Let us now try to solve a triangle. When we say solve a right triangle, it means to find all of the missing parts of the right triangle.
Malang sound to so
If you are given an angle and a side,
So if you are given an angle and a side,
yan, meron na.
what are the steps that you are going to do?
Subtract the angle from 90 degrees.
To
Find the other acute angle. Use trigonometric ratios to find one of the missing sides.
and
Then, use either trigonometric ratios or Pythagorean theorem to find the third side.
okay.
Yes, thank you, Ma'am Del.
Pairaraos natin to.
Wala pa din.
Then,
Wala. Teacher Marley.
Ma'am Marife?
all of your sides work out to be whole numbers. Be sure to use the two given sides in your trigo ratio to prevent rounding errors. Ayan. And the last,
Ma'am Marley, naka-off ka. Nag-go-off, nag-automatic na nag-off yung audio mo. Okay, sige, next.
ano na?
Next slide. Subtract the angle you found from 90 degrees to find... Oh, nawala na. Example na. Okay. Solve for the missing parts of each triangle. Round sides to the nearest tenth and angles to the nearest whole degree. Okay.
Okay, so yan. So you notice you're given the right triangle for angle B is equal to 67 degrees and you are given the side opposite angle D. That is segment BE, or we can just say side D, which is equal to 6. So you're asked to find for angle D, side ED, and side DD. Let's see how it
To find measure of angle D, just subtract 90 degrees to 67 degrees. So the measure of angle D is 23 degrees. Oh.
Yes.
Bakit kaya kapag yes, Teacher Marley, meron?
Maliwanag.
The next one.
Namimili. Sumarunong.
No sound.
No sound. Walang audio. Teacher Marley. Walang
Segment
audio.
EB is the adjacent side to angle D. Then, we have D is hypotenuse sa triangle.
Delma. Nawawala.
So, ang tawag natin sa side ED ay opposite to angle B. Then, adjacent yung side EB to angle B. That's why, para mahanap natin ang side ED, then we will be using the function tangent. Tangent B is equal to opposite side EB, then adjacent side EB. Yan. So, let's substitute.
Equal to
Tangent is equal
tangent 67 degrees is equal to ED over 6.
and then, to find for ED, we will multiply 6 by tangent 67 degrees.
answer is EB is equal to 14.1. 167 degrees can be found on your calculator. Apply it to 6. So you can get 14.1. O, tama ba ako, Teacher Marley? On the spot na to.
Yes.
Tama.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
EB. Adjacent over hypotenuse.
Ana, cosine B, so B is equal to 67 degrees. And it is equal to 6 over BB. O, sige.
Substituting,
Ba't kaya basta yes?
cosine 67 degrees is equal to 6 over BD. And solving for BD, we now have 6 divided by cosine 67 degrees. Yan.
Which is equal to
Equal to
Ano magiging sagot?
Calculator.
Tandararan.
15.4.
15.4.
Yan.
Okay. Teacher Marley.
For item number 2, we have
You are
Find
asked
segment
find
plan.
for segment TA, the hypotenuse of the triangle, then the measure of angle A and the measure of angle B. So, dahil given ang dalawang sides ng triangle, we could have the hypotenuse. Anong gagamitin natin to solve for the hypotenuse? We use the Pythagorean theorem.
Yes.
TA squared is equal to EM squared plus AX
24
squared.
plus 1.
Substituting TM and MA, then we will have TA squared is equal to 18 squared plus 12 squared. Simplify. TA now will become square root of 324 plus 144. Simplifying 334 and 144, so TA is equal to square root of 468. So TA is approximately equal to 21.6. Bakit ko sinabing approximately equal? Because our answer is already being affected by the idea of rounding off. Yan. Next, let's find for angle P and angle A. So it doesn't matter whether you are going to use angle A or angle P. So using angle P, then we will be the opposite side and AP will be the adjacent side. So the function involving the opposite side and the adjacent side is tangent of angle P. Tangent P is equal to AM over EM. Substituting it with the given, so you will now have tangent P is equal to 12 over 18. So P then is equal to inverse tangent of 12 over 18. So ang basa doon, take note ha, tangent raised to negative 1 is read as inverse tangent. So inverse tangent of 12 over 18 will give you 34 degrees. Therefore, angle T is approximately equal to 34 degrees. Yan. So nahanap na natin ang angle T. Hanapin naman natin ang angle A. We said that the two acute angles of the right triangle are complementary. Therefore, to get the measure of angle A, then we subtract 34 degrees from 90 degrees. Ayan na siya. So, 90 degrees less 34 degrees is equal to 56 degrees. The measure angle A is 56 degrees. Okay, nasusundan ba?
Yes.
This time, Let me give now the floor to Ma'am Marife for the answer for Ruleta question number 4.
Okay, so eto na. Naguguluhan na tuloy ako kung nasaan. Okay. Sige. Tignan ninyo kung yung mga lesson na yan ay naaral nyo pa noong grade 9 kayo, quarter 4, week 4. Last part yan ng inyong lesson noong grade 9 kayo. So, sabi nga nila, laging may relasyon ang bawat topic sa mathematics. Oh, di ba? So now may we have now the answer for math ruleta number 4. So ready na ba, teacher? The answer is letter C. So may we hear from teacher Marilyn, yung first 10 sender na nakakuha ng tamang sagot.
Sine B is equal to A.
Teacher Marilyn. Yan.
Yes, ma'am. Nakamute pala ako. These are the 10 students who got the correct answer. Jasmine Medina of 10 Einstein. Judy Ann Aguinaldo of 10 Rutherford. Adrian Balanza of 10 Einstein. Misha Mercado of 10 Einstein. Tiffany Liliano of 10 Einstein. Andrea Micaela Subitan of 10 Camagong. Alexis Manzano of 10 Einstein. Jonah Castro of 10 Mendeleev. Sharina Santiago of 10 Einstein. And Angel Melchor of 10 Mendeleev. Ikutin na natin ang mahiwagang ruleta.
Okay, so congratulations to Dandarara! Wow. Stephanie Villano of 10 Mendeleev. Einstein. Stephanie Villano of 10 Einstein. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Okay, so now may we have now the 5th math ruleta question. Kunti na lang to. Kunti na lang.
Okay.
What is the equation? Okay, what is the equation in finding measure angle B in the figure? Okay, here are the choices. A, tangent B is equal to 7 over 10. B, sine B is equal to 7 over 10. C, cosine B is equal to 7 over 10. And D, cosecant B is equal to 7 over 10. Okay, ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Type na ang iyong tamang sagot at isend na para makasali ka sa ating raffle. And congratulations sa ating nanalo sa ika-4 na tanong. And thank you sa ating sponsor na si Ma'am Larna Tan Nevato. Okay. Now, may we proceed to the actual solution in solving the unknown parts of its right triangle. Okay. So, may we call on once again Teacher Delma Ferrer Quaresma.
Okay, yan. Thank you. Last na to, last na.
Kunti na lang, kunti
okay.
na lang.
Oo. Katulad din to mga anak na diniscuss ni Ma'am Marley. So, tatry natin na ang given natin dito is number 1. Our angle A is equal to 53.13 degrees while the hypotenuse is equal to 10. So, hahanapin natin yung other parts ng right triangle. So, drawing muna natin. If this is our, para may guide tayo ha, A, B, C. Ang A natin is 53.13 degrees. This is our C, which is 10. B ito, opposite ni A is this. So, ano pang given? Yan lang. Ano muna ang pwede nating makuha nung kukunin natin? Yun munang sides niya. Ay, angle B. O, angle B daw kasi mas madali. So, since angle A, measure of angle A is 53.13, mabilis lang nating makuha ang measure ni angle B. You simply subtract 53.13 sa 90 degrees kasi nga right triangle siya. So 90 minus 53.13, angle B is 36.13. 36.87 degrees. Yan. So, meron na tayong angle B. Now, let's move on to the legs of the triangle. So, gamitin muna natin si angle A. So, kung gagamitin natin si angle A, ang given ay si hypotenuse. Kung hahanapin natin si side A, then that would be side A is equal to, anong gagamitin natin? Opposite yun. So, we'll be using the trigonometric function sine. So, that's sine 53.13 degrees is equal to, opposite yung side A natin. Ang hypotenuse natin ay 10. So, nasusundan ba? So, we solve. Then, therefore, A is equal to 10 times sine 53.13 degrees. So, ipipindot lang natin sa calculator yan, anak. Ang makukuha natin ay approximate value ng A, ha? Eksakto. So, we get sine 53.13 times 10, we get 8. So, our side A is approximately, ganun natin. Yan, 8. Then, solve naman natin si B. So, si side B. If we're still going to use 53.13, then ang function na gagamitin natin for us to be able to solve for B, gamit pa rin yung hypotenuse ay cosine naman. So, cosine 53.13 degrees, adjacent yun, di ba? So, So, adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 10. Ay, bakit ba A? B, yan, B. So, our adjacent side is equal to cosine 10 times cosine 53.13 times 10. Yan. And ang makukuha nating value ay, which is also an approximate, that is 6. Yan. So, nakuha na natin ang measure of angle B, 36.87, while the two legs are 8 and 6. Now, let's move on to item number 2. Katulad yata nung second item na example natin kanina. So, again, drawing natin yung right triangle natin para may guide tayo. Our C is 12. If this is A, this is B, and this is C, then this is A, this is B. Ano pa ang given? 8 is 8. Wala tayong B. So, hahanapin natin si B and hahanapin natin ang measures ng dalawang angle. So, ano muna? Pythagorean? Mag-Pythagorean theorem muna tayo para mahanap natin yung isang leg. So, we have C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. Ang hypotenuse natin ay 12. So, 12 squared is equal to, ang A natin ay 8 squared. Now, B squared. So, B squared is equal to, lipat natin doon, magiging 12 squared, that is 144, minus 64. So, we have B squared is equal to 144 minus 64, that is 80. So, square root of 80. B is equal to, kung gusto natin na radical, 80 ay 16 times 5. Ayan. So, that is, factors niya, may perfect square na factor si 80, which is 16. So, B is equal to 16. Square root of 16 is 4. 4 is square root of 5. Ang B natin. Yan. Nasundan ba, mga anak? So, meron na tayong A, B, and C. Ngayon, ang hahanapin na lang natin ay yung measure ng isang angle. So, kung yung given ang pagbabatayan natin, let's have A and C. Ang gagamitin natin ay, ang kukunin natin ay A. Okay lang ba yon? So, kung A ang hahanapin natin, given itong A and C, ang gagamitin nating trigonometric function ay sine. So, we have sine A is equal to, kasi opposite yung side A natin. 8 over 12. Ayan. Pero dahil angle yan, sabi nga ni Ma'am Marley, ang gagawin natin ay inverse ng side. So, ang ganda sana kung napapakita natin, ano? Inverse, pipindutin natin, inverse sine. So, 8 over 12, then inverse sine. Sa calculator natin, inverse, minsan, ano, ang nakalagay dyan ay, sa calculator, shift. Yan, shift sign para makuha nyo. Yan, 8 divided by 12, then shift sign para makuha yung value ng angle, which is 41.81 degrees. Yan, 41.81 degrees. Now that we have the measure of angle A, para makuha si measure of angle B, ang gagawin lang natin ay mag-subtract sa 90 degrees. So we have 90 minus 41.81 para makuha natin si measure of angle B, which is 90 minus 41.81. The answer is 48.19 degrees. Yan. So, wag kayong malilito. Dapat alam nyo lang, anak, kung alin doon yung opposite side at yung adjacent side ng kinoconsider ninyo or ginagamit ninyong angle or theta doon sa formula natin. So, I hope nakatulong mga anak. Nakita ninyo kung paano isolve yung ating right triangles, including our special right triangles kanina. Yan,
Yes,
so
thank you,
that's
Teacher
it.
Delma. Napakalaking tulong itong actual solution para makita mismo ng mga estudyante natin kung paano ito na-solve. Okay, so sana hindi nanonood kayong lahat ngayon. Okay, so pasensya na sa kataas.
Nag-agree si Tiny.
Nagalit.
Nagalit si
Okay,
Tiny.
once again, may we call on Ma'am Cora for the application.
Nagalit si Tiny
Nagalit
sa
si
trigonometry.
Quiet.
Light, please.
Ayan.
Okay. Thank you again, Ma'am Marife. So we have the applications of the solutions of right triangles. We have, we'll apply trigonometry in architecture. Siguro naman nag-enjoy tayong sumakay sa mga rides sa Star City at kung ano-ano pa dahil dyan. Okay? Second is we apply trigonometry in aviation. Nagtataka kayo bakit walang nagbabanggahan na eroplano sa itaas. Okay. Next is navigation. Ito sa dagat. Wala ring nagbabanggahan ng mga barko, mga sasakyang dagat sa dagat. Kasi nga dahil ito sa trigonometry. Next we have, next slide, we measure heights and distances applying trigonometry. The mostly used lesson here is about the angle of depression and angle of elevation. Tama ba ako, Ma'am Marley Jane? We use angle of elevation and angle of depression using or measuring heights and distances and applying trigonometry. Okay, next, we use also trigonometry in marine biology. Palagay ko, ina-apply din ito sa geodetic engineering at saka sa civil engineering. Tama ba? Tama. Okay. So, maraming applications ang trigonometry doon sa bawat nakikita natin sa mundo. Okay? So, those are the applications that we have for trigonometry. Back to you, Ma'am Marife.
Thank you, Ma'am Cora. So may we have now Ma'am Cora and Ma'am Marley for the summary. Bilisan natin kasi
What about the way ruleta, Ma'am? What about the Maroleta, Ma'am Marife?
Okay, sige. Marilyn, Teacher Marilyn, okay na ba yung first 10?
Yes, ma'am. Opo, ito na yung first 10 natin. Ira Asuncion of 10 Rutherford, Cristel Joy Padaong of 10 Pindalo, Rudlin Cunanan of Einstein, Jasmine Medina of 10 Einstein, Danica Blas of 10 Rutherford, JC Tabago of 10 Rutherford, Jonah Castro of 10 Mendeleev, Eliza 1 of 10 Mendeleev, Adrian Balanza of 10 Einstein, and Chris Diana Paclivare of 10 Jimilina. Naku, buti na lang may humabol. Ayan, sila ang winner natin. So, ang winner po ay...
Wala pa din sa akin.
Meron kanina, Marife.
Meron kanina, Ma'am Kamagong.
Yeah,
Ayan,
may
Lona
Kamagong.
Castro.
Oh.
And Mendeleev.
Congratulations, Jonah Castro. Wow. Okay, yan ang ating ikalimang winner. Okay, so halatang hindi ko na rin kasi yung kahol ng aso naman kasi inaabangan ko kanina.
Meron kang kamagong kanina.
Meron ako. Wow, thank you so much. Okay, so now, may we have, the answer is letter for number 5. Anong sagot? Teacher Marley? The answer is letter B. Sin B is equal to 7 over 10. Okay. Now, may we have the summary? A quick summary. A quick summary, ha?
Yes.
Marley and Teacher Cora.
Yes, Ma'am Marife. So we have here the summary for today's session. First, we have the right triangle. A right triangle is a polygon where one of its angles measures 90 degrees. It can be an acute right triangle or an isosceles right triangle. And we define also special right triangles, and we use this in solving for the triangle. A special right triangle is a kind of triangle whose angle measures can be 30, 60, 90 degrees, or it can be 45 by 45 by 90 degrees right triangle. You also learned that in a 45 by 45 by 90 degrees right triangle, the legs are congruent and that the length of the hypotenuse is square root of 2 multiplied by the length of a leg. That is for the 45 by 45 by 45 90 degrees right triangle. And we have also the other one, which is a 30 by 60 by 90 degrees right triangle. The length of the hypotenuse is twice the length of the shorter leg, and the length of the longer leg is 3 times the length of the shorter leg. Okay? And we have Ma'am Marley Jane for the next part. Wala pa rin.
Wala talaga.
Wala talaga.
Huwag kang mag-move. Ganyan ka magsasalita, Ma'am Marley. If you are given an angle and a side, nagkwan na si Joshua, and a side, subtract the angle from 90 degrees to
find the other acute angle. Then use the ratios to find one of the missing sides, and use either trigonometric ratios or Pythagorean theorem to find the third side. If you are given
Hindi na tayo naka-air pa ba tayo?
Di na.
Hindi nga.
Hindi na.
Hindi na tayo naka-air.
Sige lang. Ha? Hindi na?
So, yan na yun.
Naka-ano pa lang tayo. Oh, ayan na.
Kinat tayo ni Jassel.
Okay. So, ayan na. Math Alive sa Facebook Live. Sinabi na. Wala na.
Oo, yan na yan.
Hindi na kahit saan man.
For something big.
Alright, here we go. 106.3 Dance Radio. Doña Aurora National High School, Santa Rita, Aurora, Isabela. This 106.3 DWBR FM.